You believe right out of Colorado, he was not even invited to the 2025 NFL Combine? I want you to think about that again. Go back and look. He had to go to the East-West Shrine Bowl, turn out up there, do his thing in one-on-ones, and then he got invited to the 2025 NFL Combine. So you almost never seen Lajohntay Wester the way they was acting like he wasn't doing his thing at Colorado. Say no more. Don't forget to click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to Say No More. Let's get Lajohntay Wester had to earn every opportunity he got post-Colorado because, as you remember, he was not even initially invited to the 2025 NFL Combine. He had to go do his dance at the Shrine Bowl, did his thing in front of all the scouts, and then he was invited to the 2025 NFL Combine where he ran a 4.47 yard, 40-yard dash, solidified, stamped it, did his thing in one-on-ones and looked excellent. And now you see him taking advantage of his opportunities in the preseason. The second time he touched the ball, 87-yard punt return to the house, solidifying and stamping him on the 53-man roster. Yes, sir. The young man out of Palmetto, Florida, was always my favorite wide receiver this past season when he transferred into Colorado out of FIU. Go back and check the history, the timestamps. He's the first video I ever made on YouTube. I promise you that. Go to my channel right now, click on videos, go to the oldest video. The first video I ever made was talking about how he got snubbed out of the 2025 NFL Combine and how I felt that he was one of the most polished route runners and quickest slot receivers coming into this year's draft. That's out of the SEC, the Big 12, the Big 10. He was one of them. And while he was able to go over to Shedeur Sanders and what he was able to do in his senior year, second team all Big 12, he was doing his dance. And as you can see, he has taken advantage of his opportunities for the Baltimore Ravens in his rookie season, doing his dance, really making an impression on his teammates, getting coached up by Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, Lamar Jackson is from Florida. You feel me? Like, this was his first punt return he touched for 17 yards. So we can validly say that since Lajohntay has stepped foot on an NFL field, he has been making plays. And as you can see, he will be unified. He will be used by the end of the year, and I guarantee you he will be the starting punt returner for the Baltimore Ravens. Lock it in. Go and check the depth chart on ESPN. If he's not the starting punt returner, he will for sure be the second string punt returner. I'm not sure too much about kick returner. I feel like his specialty is in the punt return game with his quick twitchness and his ability to find just the slightest gap, get skinny, and that 4.47 speed takes into place right there. So as you can see here, they're going to be utilizing him, in certain packages to get the ball in his hand. But I feel like he's really going to mark out his niche on this team, on the special team, that punt returner. As you can see, I know this is preseason, but again, once you get into the regular season on the 53-man roster, you locked in. As well as there's better players on the opposite team, we're going to put better players out there on our punt return team. It'll be our special team specialist. That's what they're on the team for, punt return coverage. So he'll have better blocks, but better opportunities, different return schemes that you pick for him to get the ball in his hands. But, couldn't be more proud of Lajohntay Wester after seeing him put all his faith in Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, Shedeur. And I ain't gonna lie, coming over to a team stacked with Travis Hunter, Jimmy Horn Jr., Will Shepard transferred in. There wasn't that many targets to go around, but he definitely took advantage of an opportunity. Started off kind of slow. In the beginning of the year, Colorado, Jimmy Horn Jr. went off for that almost 200-yard game against North Dakota State. Lajohntay wasn't getting the rock like that like the first 3 games, and he finally started catching stride with Shedeur Sanders, and he was able to put together some solid tape, earning himself second team all Big 12 this year at the wide receiver position, putting up 900 and something total receiving yards, really did his dance. But all that to say that he took advantage of his opportunities in preseason. He's locked in. He's on the 53-man roster. He was out there running some crisp routes, catching the ball. He was out there doing his thing this year. So now what's next for Lajohntay Wester? Definitely feel that he avoided the practice squad, so he does have the opportunity to play in the NFL games. But he is one of many of the CU football wide receivers that has been doing their thing in the NFL. If you are a wide receiver in high school in that transfer portal, don't be shy to go ahead and tap in with Colorado if you're looking to get to the league, because let's start with his first year. He put Xavier Weaver in the league. He plays for the Arizona Cardinals. Following that up with Travis Hunter, Jimmy Horn Jr., Lajohntay Wester, and Will Shepherd, all offensively that have been put in the league so far. And, this year with Colorado is returning, some top wide receiver prospects, Marion Miller, that could possibly get his shot at the NFL if he decides to leave his junior year. But back to Lajohntay Wester, it started at FAU, doing his dance, led the nation in receptions, was really doing his thing, hooked up with Shedeur Sanders, entered that transfer portal, slid on over to Colorado, and the rest is history. And as you can see, Lajohntay Wester has been making plays, in college football, utilized that fifth year as a senior to come back, put it all, on the line, and he finally got his opportunity, even when right out of Colorado, he wasn't even initially invited to the combine. And I was just thinking to myself, bro, what are they thinking? Are the scouts not seeing what I'm seeing, the way he's able to read coverage, run routes? He was always open. A lot of the times Lajohntay Wester didn't get the balls because they just didn't look his way, but he was open, finding holes in the gap on gap coverage, routing safeties and routing linebackers. I'm talking about routing them. He had them looking crazy. And this some of his preseason, stats, 2 receptions, 41 yards in his preseason debut, and an 87-yard punt return. Now that's taking advantage of your opportunities. Coach Prime Deion Sanders always tells his players, take advantage of your opportunities and be ready. And this is the perfect example. Lajohntay was ready for his opportunity right out the gate in the NFL. 2 receptions, 41 yards, an 87-yard return for a touchdown. Stamp him. Jim Harbaugh has been seen coaching him up, has really taken a like to him. And there's a lot of Florida boys on that Baltimore Ravens team. And, a lot of the best talent in the NFL does come out of the state of Florida. And, just seeing the journey, what he did at the Shrine Bowl, what he was able to do, captivating the eyes of the scouts there, the general managers, his interviews, everything he did in his private workouts for NFL organizations, got him drafted in the 6th rounds. He did not go undrafted. He grinded. He did the grind. He did not go undrafted. From what he did at the Shrine Bowl, from what he was able to put together at the NFL Combine, NFL executives, and he had his old high school coach on the Baltimore Ravens roster, who I believe is the running backs coach right now. Used to coach Lajohntay Wester in high school. So everything worked in his favor, man. All the cards fell into the right deck. Now it's time for him to lock in, soak up some of that game from Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, DeAndre Hopkins, in a crowded, he's in a crowded receiving room there. He's looking for opportunities, but at the same time, he has a good opportunity to be coached up by some of the greatest receivers in DeAndre Hopkins that ever played. Like, comment, and subscribe. Drop your comments how you feel about Lajohntay Wester. Don't forget